Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're setting off on, well, a pretty incredible journey, I think. A road trip that really promises to be an adventure, starting in Nairobi, the heart of things, all the way to the wonderfully vibrant, much more laid-back city of Kisumu.
Yeah, it's quite a
It
contrast.
is. And we're talking stunning landscapes, genuine cultural encounters, and just those moments you only really find when you get off the beaten path a bit. So our mission for you today is to pull out the absolute best bits, the key knowledge, the surprising insights from all the material we've looked at. We want you to feel genuinely inspired for this trip.
Exactly. Think of us as your guides, sifting through all the details. We're here to point out those key experiences, the practical stuff, too, that turns this from just, a drive into something really special.
Right?
It's not just about getting to Kisumu. It's about understanding what makes the whole journey and Kisumu itself so magical. We'll cover the scenic stops, the must-do things, attractions, even some nice places to stay.
Okay, fantastic. So let's unpack this adventure. Reading through the notes of the Nairobi to Kisumu trip. It's about 400 kilometers, right? Roughly 6 hours if you drive straight through.
That's about right, yeah. Drive time.
But what really jumped out at me, like you said, is this idea that it's not about rushing. Our sources kept emphasizing the stops along the way. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So what's the first essential stop our research flagged?
You're absolutely right to focus on that because just maybe 2 hours out of Nairobi, you hit the first really big one, the Great Rift Valley viewpoint. It's right there on the A104.
Okay. The classic viewpoint.
Exactly. But it's classic for a reason. It's not just a pretty view. It's genuinely jaw-dropping. This vast valley sprawling out, these dramatic escarpments, distant hills. Our sources talk about it feeling, connecting you to something bigger. Earth's deep history playing out right there.
Makes you feel small, I bet.
It really does. Perfect place to pull over, stretch the legs, grab some photos. And pro tip from the research, sunset here, pure gold.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. And you'll often find local vendors there, too, selling handmade jewelry. Could be a nice, unique souvenir of that spot.
Feeling small in the grand scheme of things. That's quite a start. So after soaking that in, what's next as we head towards Nakuru? About 3 hours in, you mentioned. Is there another sort of hidden gem around there, maybe a quick detour?
Absolutely. As you get closer to Nakuru, maybe 3 hours total from Nairobi, our sources strongly suggest nipping off to see Lake Elementaita.
Lake Elementaita. Okay, I've heard of the Rift Valley lakes. Is this one of those soda lakes? What's special about it for a stop?
Yes, exactly. That's the key thing. Our sources describe it as a soda lake. So the water's really alkaline, rich in carbonates, and that unique environment. Flamingos love it.
Flamingos.
Yeah, tons of them. It's a real haven for them and other specific bird life. The views are just incredibly serene, like a postcard brought to life, honestly. And if you have a bit of time, you could even grab lunch nearby. There are lodges like the Lake Elementaita Serena Camp. Imagine dining with a view of this shimmering lake full of birds.
Dining with flamingo views. That sounds pretty special, I have to say.
Yeah.
All right, so we push on. About 4.5 hours into the drive now, we'd be hitting Kericho, Kenya's tea capital.
That's right.
What's the insight here? Is it just pretty green fields, or is there more to it?
Oh, it's so much more than just pretty fields, though they are stunning. Picture these rolling green tea plantations, just endless waves of emerald green stretching out under the sun. It's visually incredible.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is understanding the scale of it, the importance to Kenya's economy. Stopping at a tea farm, something like the Kericho Tea Estate, maybe for a quick tour,
Right.
or even just a fresh cup of Kenya's best brew.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant way to connect with that agricultural backbone.
Get a taste of the local culture, too, I suppose.
Like exactly. Immerse yourself, stretch your legs, the whole sensory thing, the smell of the tea, the cool air up there, the endless green.
Love that. Okay, and then the final stretch, approaching Kisumu. How does the vibe change? The landscape.
Right. As you get closer to Kisumu, you definitely feel a shift. The air gets a bit heavier, more humid. The landscape changes, too. Those drier plains give way to this lush, sort of tropical feel of Western Kenya.
Yeah, okay.
It's almost like the land itself knows Lake Victoria is near. You start seeing sugarcane fields, small towns. It's a really nice glimpse into rural life, and it definitely builds the anticipation for reaching the lake shores.
And then finally you arrive, Kisumu itself.
Yeah.
How do our sources define this city? It's right on Lake Victoria, isn't it?
It is Kenya's third largest city and really unique because it's the only major city nestled right on the shores of Lake Victoria. What's fascinating is this blend it has. There's urban energy, for sure, but it's overlaid with this incredibly laid-back, almost lakeside resort kind of feel.
Interesting combination.
Yeah, and the Lua hospitality there is famous, really warm. Plus those sunsets, they're genuinely spectacular. So Kisumu offers this great mix. Culture, wildlife, just relaxing leisure time, all in this wonderfully chilled atmosphere.
So if you arrive, what's the actual experience like? What can you expect day to day?
Well, you'll find a city that feels vibrant, but also deeply relaxed. You know, the Luo cultural heritage is everywhere. It's in the fantastic food, especially the fresh fish from the lake. It's in the music you hear, the local tradition.
And the people.
Incredibly warm. Our sources really emphasize that. Expect genuine smiles. People are open and friendly. And yeah, the climate is humid. It's tropical, so definitely pack light clothing. But that lakeside breeze, it's lovely, perfect for being outdoors, and it really sets the city's comfortable, unhurried pace.
Sounds idyllic.
So with all that natural beauty, let's get into the must-do list. Where do you start with wildlife in Kisumu?
Okay, wildlife. First stop, definitely the Kisumu Impala Sanctuary. It's super close to the city center, like just 3 kilometers out. It's surprisingly compact, but packed with wildlife. You've got impalas, obviously, zebras, giraffes. And our sources make a special note of the rare Sitatunga antelope.
Situnga. What's special about them?
They're semi-aquatic. You don't see them just anywhere. They like marshy areas.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The sanctuary is great for families, picnics. But here's a cool tip from the research. They offer glass-bottom boat rides there.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so you can spot fish and birds from a totally different angle. Plus, there are nature walks, great bird watching, over 115 species recorded, including the African fish eagle.
That glass-bottom boat sounds fun. Okay, so after the animals, maybe dive into the human story. You mentioned the strong Luo heritage. Where's the best place for that?
For the cultural deep dive, our sources point straight to the Kisumu Museum.
Right.
It's described as a real cultural gem. Does a great job showcasing the history, the traditions of the Luo people. You learn about their social structures, their beliefs. They even have exhibits on local plants and animals. And a full-scale traditional Luo homestead replica you can walk through.
Yeah.
Really gives you a feel for it.
That sounds immersive. And I read something about a snake park. Is that really a thing there? For the brave, perhaps?
Huh. Yes, it is indeed a thing. Definitely for the brave or the curious. It's part of the museum complex. Entry is really reasonable, around 500 Kenyan shillings, and it's open daily, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. usually.
Good to know. A homestead and snakes. Quite the mix. Now, for those wanting a bit more adventure, maybe get out on Lake Victoria itself. What about a boat trip?
Yes, for a proper dose of lakeside adventure, a boat trip to Neller Island National Park is highly recommended in our sources.
Wanderlust Island.
Okay.
What's the draw there?
It's the small island out on the lake, basically a haven for bird watchers and nature lovers. You can expect to see hippos, Nile crocodiles, of course, but also just tons of birds. Over 100 species, like the gray-headed kingfisher. Really beautiful.
Sounds peaceful.
It really is. The island is mostly grassland, so there are these lovely scenic hiking trails. You get amazing panoramic views of other islands nearby, like Rusinga and Mfangano. The advice is definitely book a guided boat tour from Kisumu and pack a picnic. Just soak in the tranquility. It feels quite untouched.
That sounds like a perfect escape. And speaking of iconic views, what about Hippo Point? The sunsets there are meant to be legendary, right?
Yeah.
But what makes them so special?
Hippo Point, yes. Near Dunga Beach, about 5 k's southwest of the city. It's absolutely famous for sunsets, and our sources kind of explain why. It's not just the colors, though they are incredible. It's the vastness of Lake Victoria reflecting that light.
Ah, the reflection.
Exactly. The sky just transforms. Soft yellows turn into these fiery reds, deep purples, often with fishing boats silhouetted against it. It's quite something.
Wow.
And you can take boat rides right from there, too. Get closer to hippos, hence the name, monitor lizards, lots of birds. It gets quite lively, especially on weekends. Good spot to mingle with locals, grab some super fresh fish.
That description really paints a picture. Moving slightly away from the immediate lakeshore. Kit McKay. That sounds fascinating culturally.
Kit McKay is really unique. It's this striking rock formation, about 40 meters high, maybe 29 kilometers west of Kisumu. But it's much more than just rocks. It's known as the Stone of the First Wife. Yeah, it's steeped in Luo folklore. Our sources talk about this legend of an old patriarch who loved the rock, spent ages there, and his wife got jealous, hence the name. But beyond the legend, it's become a really important spiritual site for the Luo community. A place for prayer, for connection,
So it has real significance.
deep significance.
Yeah.
You can climb the rock, the views of the lake in Kisumu are amazing from the top, or explore some nearby caves that have historical importance too. Makes for a great half-day trip, blending culture and a bit of adventure.
Culture, history, views sounds great. And speaking of immersion, you can't go to Kisumu without checking out the markets, surely. What are they like?
Oh, absolutely. The markets are like the beating heart of the city. You've got places like Kibuye Market or the Maasai Market.
Yeah.
Fantastic for finding local crafts, beautiful textiles, and just unbelievably fresh produce.
Kibuye Market. That's
Yeah.
the big one.
Yeah, Kibuye is huge, especially on Sundays. It's more than just shopping. It's a whole spectacle. Our sources describe it as this, symphony of noise and color. People bartering, the smell of spices, street food cooking. You can find everything there, from secondhand clothes to amazing handmade goods.
Sounds energetic.
It is. It's the best way to just dive in, soak up the local scene, maybe haggle for a unique souvenir.
That sounds wonderfully chaotic and captivating. Right after a day hitting the markets or exploring, you'll need somewhere good to crash. What did our sources say about accommodation in Kisumu?
Yeah, you'll definitely want a comfortable base. And Kisumu has a pretty good range, according to our research. There are some resorts that are quite luxurious, perfect if you're on a honeymoon maybe, or just want that premium stay. Top-notch service, often right on the lake with private boat trips, hippo spotting, maybe even sandy beach areas.
Nice. What about other options?
Then you've got places that strike a nice balance, comfortable, stylish, maybe great for grabbing a sundowner cruise or just relaxing with a drink by the water in the evening. And definitely don't overlook the more budget-conscious options. There are some really charming hotels, often converted family homes, offering a cozy, kind of homey vibe, really warm hospitality, colorful rooms, and usually still really convenient for getting to the attractions.
So something for everyone, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Depends on your style and budget. Lots of choice to relax and recharge.
Good to know. And just circling back to the lake experience, boat rides seem like such a key part of visiting Kisumu. What are the different ways you can do that?
They really are non-negotiable, I think, for the full Kisumu experience. From Dunga Beach, mainly you've got lots of choices. You could go out in a traditional canoe, which is quite an intimate way to see things, or hop on a more modern motorboat if you've got a group or want to cover more distance.
And what kind of trips?
You can book specific sunset cruises, highly recommended, very memorable, or trips focused on bird watching out on the lake, or specifically going out to spot hippos. Our sources also highlight that you can often get tailored experiences. Just talk to the boat operators, tell them what you're after, maybe a relaxing sunset canoe ride. They can usually sort it.
That's great flexibility.
Yeah. And if you're feeling more adventurous, you could even look into trips further out, like to Rusinga Island. Apparently, you can sometimes join in local boat races or catch cultural festivals there, especially around December.
Wow, boat races. Okay, so bringing this all together, to make this Nairobi to Kisumu road trip truly epic, what are the absolute must-know tips, the crucial takeaways?
Okay, final tips for an epic trip. Let's get practical. First, vehicle choice. Our sources are pretty clear on this. Make sure it's reliable. And if you plan on exploring off the main roads, like heading out to Kitmakai,
A 4x4.
yeah, 4x4 is probably more than just a suggestion. It'll make navigating those rougher tracks much easier and more comfortable. Definitely worth considering.
Good point. And for the drive itself, don't forget the basics, right?
Mhm.
Snacks, lots of water,
Absolutely.
and a bangin' playlist, essential for any road trip.
Couldn't agree more. And a bit of planning ahead helps too. Like we mentioned, check boat schedules in advance if you're planning island trips like Endere. And think about booking guided tours for places like that, or even for Kitmakai. You often get so much more out of it with a local guide's insight.
Yeah, those local stories can really add another layer.
For sure. Enhances the whole experience.
And maybe the most important tip, the one that captures the spirit of Kisumu.
I think so. It's simply this. Embrace the laid-back pace. Seriously. Don't try to rush through Kisumu. Chat with the locals. They're incredibly friendly, as we said. Make time to try the food, especially the fresh Nile tilapia with ugali. It's the dish to have there.
Sounds delicious.
It is. And just soak in those lakeside sunsets. Let the city's gentle rhythm kind of wash over you. That's the real Kisumu experience.
Fantastic advice. Okay, well, that wraps up our deep dive into this truly unforgettable road trip adventure to Kisumu. From those breathtaking views of the Great Rift Valley and the endless green tea fields of Kericho, right through to the cultural richness, The wildlife at the Impala Sanctuary, those iconic Hippo Point sunsets, the peats of Nede Island.
Wow.
This journey really is packed with memories just waiting to be made.
It really is.
Whether you're chasing sunsets, looking for wildlife encounters, or wanting to immerse yourself in that vibrant Luo culture, Kisumu seems to deliver it all, and with such warmth and hospitality.
Definitely. Which I guess brings us to a final thought for you, our listener. Thinking about everything we've explored today, this raises an important question, doesn't it? What part of this incredible journey, maybe the cultural immersion, those unexpected wildlife moments, or just the sheer beauty of the landscapes, what part calls to you the most for your own next adventure? And maybe think about how you could bring a little bit of that sense of discovery, that Kisumu spirit, into your everyday life.
Something to ponder.
Keep exploring, keep adventuring.